It's all fire and brimstone this week. Multiple channels closing down, other ones' views and sponsorships running out, as well as revenue struggling to stay afloat. And Wizards of the Coast, what are they doing about it? Well, let's find out. Like and subscribe. We're going to be talking about exactly what's happening in the YouTube landscape when it comes to Dungeons and Dragons content creators, how it's not working out for a lot of them, and what the company that they're trying to support is going to do about it. Now, if you haven't heard, Man Shorts and How to Be a Great GM have both come out this week and said that they're no longer creating content in regards to their main channel and Dungeons and Dragons. The Great GM came out and told everyone that he actually went to YouTube headquarters and they said, we will not be promoting your channel any longer. For someone who's been around for 10 years and has been giving out great advice to players and DMs alike for so long, to be then told it's over, what else do you have? That has to be heartbreaking. Man Shorts didn't do something as aggressive. They had a farewell episode that was very nice, and for fans of the show, they understood what it all meant. And then they did do a follow-up episode where they talked about how the revenue was down and it wasn't keeping the lights on anymore and they needed to start doing and adapting to something else. Now, whether that's going to be more YouTube channels or music, as they did mention, and merch and stuff like that, who knows? But I do wish both of them success, and I know How to Be a Great GM is branching into Star Trek content, so if that's your jam, go check them out. Knowledgeable person, and I'm sure he's going to do great stuff. Now, you have to be thinking to yourself, Wizards of the Coast is pushing a lot of online services. They want to go online. They make more money doing things online. Why are these channels, who have hundreds of thousands of subscribers and millions of views, shutting the door? Why is Professor DM saying that he needs to do clickbait titles now to even get any views or make revenue, showing the video where he comes out saying he has cancer did less revenue than his hot take that Dungeons and Dragons is over? That is startling. Well, the answer is simple. Wizards of the Coast controls the feed. Now, it's a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, but Wizards of the Coast has their finger on the pulse. They know what's going on, and they know that in the next year or two, there is going to be a war online. There is lines in the sand between themselves and other people who used to champion their product, and Wizards wants to double down on being in control of the information you're seeing. They want to make sure that the content creators that are pushing Dungeons and Dragons content are in their pocket. They have a big wallet, a blank check, and they gatekeep all of that sweet new RPG book. You want the new book early so you can do a video to get views because people want the information as soon as they possibly can because they can't wait for a release date because, yeah, red sauce. Well, that's exactly what they're getting. As for everyone else, be patient. Now, when I say they're drawing lines in the sand, when I'm saying that a war is coming, Critical Role and MCDM are both throwing their hat in the fight. You know Critical Role, the most popular live streaming Dungeons and Dragons game of all time. Millions of views. They had, I think, the highest subscriber count on Twitch for a very long time. Huge following. Basically, they were part of another company. They got to branch off, create their own company, wildly successful. They've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for years. They're creating their own game called Daggerheart. They're going to be pushing it. New season coming up. You have to imagine they're going to be running Daggerheart for that season. It wouldn't make sense not to. And then you have MCDM, Draw Steel, RPG book that's coming out. You can get early copies now, but I believe the final one isn't out yet. And that is also going to be a huge combative force against Dungeons and Dragons. These are two wildly different systems. They both focus on two different aspects of kind of tabletop role-playing, where you have those, very emotional, impactful scenes, and then you have heroic, like high fantasy. And that's going to appeal to a lot of people. And a lot of people are going to look at both of those games and say, wow, they're new, they're fresh, they're being pushed and promoted. That's something I'm into. Dungeons and Dragons, what are they doing? Are they taking advantage of us? Do they want to monetize every little thing? They're pushing their virtual tabletop coming out. You have to imagine that they're going to be pushing for content creators to work with them. So why are they letting these content creators go? Well, the simple fact is they don't want them. They don't trust them. They're 10 years old. They want new. I would imagine you will see new content creators or smaller content creators who fit a niche better, who fit a description better. And you're going to see them get fed a lot of Dungeons & Dragons content, and you're going to see them recycle how to be a great GM. 10 years of videos, they're just going to put it through the wood chipper, and they're going to take what they want. You're going to see those people put out new sponsored videos. How to be a GM, how to be a DM, how to do this with your players, how to be a great player, how to start your journey, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. You're going to see it align with releases. You're going to see it come out at a pretty steady clip. They're going to be battling. Wizards of the Coast is definitely going to be working with YouTube. They have the money. They have the reach. Hasbro is a massive company. Wizards of the Coast is a massive company. Magic the Gathering is huge. Dungeons & Dragons is huge. They have a lot of pull. It's going to start sooner than later. So what do we do? What do you do about it? Well, as somebody who just started a Dungeons & Dragons related channel, it's a little bit of an eye-opening experience. For somebody who wanted to do DM content, who wanted to do player content, I have to think now, well, if I only want to release 1 or 2 videos this week, I have to make sure that one of them is going to grab some attention, going to grab some eyes. It is what it is. Don't hate the player, hate the game. I appreciate you guys all for liking, subscribing a lot of my other videos. I've seen the views go up. Let's keep that going. Make sure to hit those buttons. Let's talk about everything that's going on right now. Do you think Wizards of the Coast is manipulating YouTube or working with YouTube to push out older content creators to make way for newer, inclusive content creators that are going to be coming out? Look at Sly Fursh, look what they've done with their colonization, with the gnolls being not evil, with the goblins rallying for men's rights, for romancing monsters. All this woke leftist nonsense getting pushed into the game we love for no reason. Is it going to create a barrier? Are we going to see Dungeons & Dragons go too far left in 2025 and then in 2026? Is it something that Wizards is too late to the party? Should they have done this 2 or 3 years ago when this topic was championed more? As we've seen in the last year, things are changing. The winds are shifted. People aren't behind this nonsense anymore. They just want good content, good, fair content, and stuff that they can enjoy. They want to escape from reality. They want to have fun. They want a game. They don't want to feel societal pressure anymore. So it's not good. It's not good for small creators. It's not good for big creators, because who knows who's next? You have to wonder, am I going to be the next one who gets pushed out? Am I creating the content they want to see, or they're willing to allow to happen? Am I going to get monetized and create enough revenue to keep creating these videos? Who knows? It's going to be a lot of hit and miss. It's going to be a lot of, who knows? It's going to be a learning experience for a lot of people in the next year or so. Now, you might be asking about sponsorships. And actually, Bob the World Builder, he released a great video talking about those sponsorships on how Dungeons & Dragons is a very niche area. And unfortunately, the sponsorships are not going to reach into those niche areas, even though it's an untapped market. It could be very beneficial. And a lot of the sponsorships he did get was from companies that were doing Kickstarters, from third-party content creators. But that has seen a sharp decline as well. So you have to think to yourself, what's happening? The OGL scandal was not good. I'm sure a lot of third-party content creators were a little worried. They saw what happened. Even though it got walked back, it can happen again. And the guy that Wizards had, Dixon Dubo, who was the man from Wizards to third-party content creators, they fired him. He was the one who helped smooth over a lot of wrinkles that they caused, repaired a lot of burned bridges. He reached out to those content creators and walked them back from the line. He deserves recognition. Instead, he got his walking papers. So now you have to think to yourself, channels are closing. Sponsorships aren't there. Wizards of the Coast support isn't there. So what do? You have to pivot. And that's why that battle is coming. That's why that battle between Dungeons and Dragons and other games is coming, because those people who did do third-party content, they're going to be looking at doing third-party content for Daggerheart. They're going to be looking at doing third-party content for Draw Steel and pushing it. And once that starts picking up steam, it's a runaway train. It's going to be a bad year for Dungeons & Dragons. It's going to be a bad year for Wizards of the Coast, an eye-opening experience. And maybe what we've feared the most of a potential buy might be the saving grace we need. Let me know what you guys think. It's going to be an interesting time for all of us, for me and for you. Like and subscribe to the video. I reply to all the comments. And don't worry about disagreeing with me. I'm always open for discussion. Maybe you change my mind. Other than that, you have a great night and a good day. And I do wish best of luck to How to Be a Great DM and Mann shorts. I hope all of you are successful and you succeed with everything you do in the future. I hope you have no hardships. And I know this is a transitional and a difficult time for you. And I really do wish you the best. I look forward to seeing your new content when it comes out. I'll definitely be taking a look at it. And for any other channels out there that are struggling, keep pushing through. Don't be resigned to your fate. Let's get through this together. Guys, have a good day.